Hello, 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 ladies, and I don't know if we have a man here, gentlemen. If we do, today is day 2 of the Fertility Naturally 3-day course. If you are joining me live, say hi. Please, put your name, Alondra. Hey, hi, Alondra. Say hi, say how you are doing today, where you are tuning from. And if you will be watching the replay, please, just do like the little hashtag replay telling me where you are tuning from. So today is, yesterday was, well, we wait for more people. I'm going to wrap, kind of summary yesterday. So yesterday was about your mind and how your mind can be a great instrument to help you or can totally undermine your efforts in becoming pregnant. Today, we are completely switching. Today, it's going to be the body and especially food. Whoops, my thing is not. Alondra, Los Angeles, yes. West Coast. You're doing good, yes, me too. So, guys, just so you know, uh, my little Anna is my 3-year-old. She's still here again today. But the good thing is my oldest, my 14-year-old, she's here too because she has it's a work home day. So she's watching her. Hopefully I'm not going to be interrupted like yesterday. But hey, that's life. How does it get any better, right? Remember those little tools yesterday? How does it get any better than this? What's right about this I have not considered yet. Interesting point of view. Okay. So let's start with talking about body because we all the body is really what's going to help you get pregnant, right? You are co-creating with your body every day. And it's easy to, hey auntie, Milwaukee. I know it's in the middle, like in the center, but I'm not sure exactly where. I'm very bad with, states where they are at. My excuse, I'm from France, okay? I don't know all the states. But anyway, body. So I want to restart with one thing, which is I would love for you to take a minute. Hi Ashley. Well, actually, before we get into today's training, let's just take a minute to bring ourselves here together, join the circle, open our mind, open our heart to receive any, whatever I have for you today, and put the intention that you are going to be getting exactly what you need today, okay? So just close your eyes for a minute, center yourselves in your body, breathing in and out through your nose. Okay, good. Okay, so body. We all have a body, of course, otherwise you could not be here. And it's very easy to forget how amazing bodies are because we are so used to have it, right? It's just like, okay, yeah, whatever, I have this body, great. But I really want to take a minute here to realize how miraculous your body is. If we just look at body under like a scientific gaze, it's amazing already, right? It's like, oh my God, it's so, so many different processes and self-regulatory processes, just a very strong self-healing capacity. It's just amazing. And then when you add on top of that, like a more metaphysical view of it, your body is conscious, okay? Your body has consciousness. Your body is extremely intelligent, and it is it can provide you with awareness at any given time because your body is like this big sensory system and it's very aware of energy. So, when you go through your day, your mind may not register it, your mental, but actually your body is giving you information and awareness about all the energy going on. So that's one thing. Really being appreciative of your body. That's number one. Because it's so easy again to just like push it on the side kind of thing. Not push it on the side. I don't know the word I want to use, but like, be like, and not showing proper appreciation for it. Hi, Melissa. Showing appreciation for your body and starting developing this relationship with it is important. Body likes to be touched, and unfortunately when we are young, when we are kids, we are told don't touch yourself, especially where don't touch yourself, it's not good. So then we lose this aspect of enjoying touching our body. But bodies love to be touched. Okay, so like I say, I think I mentioned that to some of you over the phone during our connection call. But one thing you can start doing now is every morning, every night in your bed, just like touch your body and just say, I love you, body, I'm so grateful for you, and all of those good things. Because body is energy too. It looks very like it looks like solid and rigid, right? But in truth, a body is vibration. It's energy. It's a bunch of molecules vibrating at a certain frequency, making it look solid. So it will react to energy. What kind of energy are you being with your body? Are you being abusive? Are you being judgmental? You are too fat, my this and that, right? Are you, especially when you're trying to get pregnant, it's easy to get into blaming the body. Now, blame is a very low frequency energy, okay? So do you think your body like that very much? Probably not. Are you so all of those low frequency energy, like blaming and shaming and all of that, right? Now on the other side, your body crave energy like self-love, like self-belief. How loving are you towards your body? And I know self-love seems like so cliche, and yet it's a very powerful energy. So if you want, we can just do a little exercise here. I would like you to take take your hands like that and ask for a ball of self-love to come in your hand. And everywhere you think that you cannot work with energy, you don't feel energy, that you are not good at that, just destroy and uncreate, because all of these are just, BS, just limiting belief. You are an energy being, okay? So you can work with energy. So just take your hands like that with me and ask for the energy of self-love to come in your hands. If it helps, you can just visualize, like a pinkish, energy. You can, imagine like there is like electricity or anything, right? Just bring in your hand, your intention is enough, a ball of self-love. Just like, feel it for a minute, like play with it. Do you feel it? How big is it? Is it bigger? Okay, now, here's what we are going to do with our ball. Just bring it over your head and then bring it over into your body, asking for it to integrate with all of your being. Self-love, integrate with all of my beings, my being, all of my molecules, parts, and you go down, 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 all the way down to with your feet, because we don't want to, forget our tippy toes. Just play with that energy of self-love. Play with it, a little bit on morning, a little bit at night. Just starting giving your body those nurturing energy that it is craving, okay? It is craving it. Okay, so that was my little, thing about body. But the main thing, remember, start developing a relationship of love and gratitude with your body. Okay, because your body just wants you, it just wants to help you, okay? It wants you to survive, it's here to, help you co-create in this lifetime, okay? Okay, now, fertility as a symptom of good health. Conventional approach look at fertility as just something, about reproductive system. It's a very narrow view. Well, if you have low egg count or, low quality, low sperm motility or hormones, issue, all of those are just symptoms of the body not being in balance and healthy. Because in truth, again, a healthy body is fertile. Fertility is just a normal function of the body. Okay, so if there is a function in the body that's not working properly, well, it's because there is some underlying health condition going on, health stuff, right? Okay, so now if we agree on that, who want to say yes for me? Who agrees that fertility, well, let's say infertility, is a symptom of something going on with your body, with your health, with your body imbalances? This thing is crooked and that drives me nuts. Who can say yes for me? Come on, ladies. Tell me if you agree with this statement. Fertility is a symptom of good health. Agreed. Yes, Nicole. Okay, I'll let you, maybe I know there is some delays. Anyway, so if we agree that fertility is a symptom of good health, Alondra, yes. So what can we do then to help our body get back into, Ashley, agreed, yes. What can we do to help our body to get back into balance? Jennifer, yes. Okay, what can we do to help our body get back into balance and health? Because the other thing that something, a shift I want you to have. It's not a doctor or drugs. Bonjour, Audrey. It's not a doctor or drugs that heal you, okay? They may contribute, but it's really the body that has this amazing capacity to heal itself, as long as you give it what it needs. And self-love, energy of self-love is one of those things that it needs. Gratitude, Anyway, now, but let's go now into more of the physical stuff, right? So, okay, if the body heals itself, as long as I give it what it needs, and if fertility is a symptom of good health, so what can I give my body so that it's healthy, back in balance, and then, I can be fertile again, right? Makes sense. So, and we are going to talk about food today because we know food is powerful and it's really part of this whole thing, right? So, but before we're talking about food, a healthy body, so your body is made of cells, right? A body is made of organs, and all those organs are made of cells. So, now it becomes give your cells what they need to be healthy, and the body is healthy. So if you want to look at cells, imagine those little cells, right, in your body. So they need to be healthy. They need, proper nutrients to come in. Proper nutrients, water, oxygen. And then they need to be able to release waste. It's like food in, garbage out. Okay, good. No, we know that. So then bringing in the right nutrients is very important. And not just the nutrients, but the water, the breathing with the oxygen and all of that. So when it comes to food now, if we talk about nutrients, before we look at really what food, we want to eat, what food we want to avoid, and some kind of myth out there, let's look at, because, there are so many different, theories and diets and stuff out there. It has become crazy, okay? Tell me, what is the diet? Put in here, what type of diet have you tried? Paleo, keto, Mediterranean, vegetarian, vegan. Tell me what has been your experience so far? What kind of diet have you tried? And tell me if it's not like, at this point you are like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm supposed to eat. Because, over there they say I should be eating like high protein diet and no carbs. Over there they are saying, well, only plants. Actually paleo, okay? So it has become just a crazy world, okay, when we talk about food. Plant-based, okay, yes. It has become like the wide, west world of food now, diets. So I'm someone who likes to just go back to the basics and go back to making sense, okay? So no meat at all, but tofu and fish. Okay, Alondra, good. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, if we look at our physiology, that's a great way to realize what we need, right? Because again, there is just so much dogma, even like it's like eat this and not that. It's dogmatic out there. So let's go back to the basics. Why do we eat, guys? Why do we need food? What do we need to eat every day? And by the way, some yogis don't need food. They just need like the sun, the oxygen, and that's it. So lots of fruits. Yes, eat fruit to get fruit. Exactly, Krista. We are going to talk about that. Audrey, vegetarian, sugar. Okay, but why do we eat, ladies? Because again, let's go back to the basics. Why do we eat? Why do we have to eat? Sometimes it's like, oh my God, do I have to feed my kids today? I'm tired of cooking. So why do we eat? So we eat because we bring, our body. I do eggs, kale, cilantro. Okay. Our body needs energy. So food is a source of energy for our body. Our body needs nutrients, specific nutrients and mineral to, rejuvenate, produce certain type of compound in the body to function, right? Okay. We eat because, hold on. One big thing, we eat to feed not just us, but also our microbiome. I don't know if it's something you heard about. I love the microbiome. It's such an interesting subject. I may do a little, nutrients. Yeah, we eat for nutrients. I may do a little something on microbiome because it's very important. It's a very important concept, especially when you want to have a baby. So what is the microbiome? The microbiome is those trillions of bugs, bacteria, fungi, viruses that live in and on your body. I know it sounds creepy, but it's actually a good thing, okay? We need, a lot of those bugs are very beneficial for us, and they help us, produce certain vitamins, digest, detox, sleep. They do so much good stuff for us. And again, having this appreciation for this third, like, what's the name of it? Anyway, they call it like the third organ or something. For all of those bugs that actually help us, be healthy and alive. So just showing gratitude and consideration for them by providing them with the right food, the food that they love and thrive on. So because in this microbiome, you have some very beneficial bacteria. Yep, and the more you can feed those bacteria, the healthier you will be. You have some neutral, they don't do much for you, and then you have like some that can be pathogenic if they start thriving in your body, they become a problem. So we don't want to feed the pathogenic ones. We want to feed the beneficial bacteria. So remember that, because we will talk about that later. But that's one reason why we eat too. We eat for those, to feed those bacteria too. Interesting, right? What else? Let me just look at my thing, because I am. Oh yes. So the body needs energy. It needs nutrients for healing, rejuvenation, for regular daily functions. Okay, and then for the microbiome. Okay, so that's why we eat. Good. Now, let's imagine put something in your mouth. Let's just visualize yourself putting something in your mouth. Let's talk digestion now. Okay. You put something in your mouth, so the digestion starts, not even in your mouth, the digestion starts with your smelling. Who practice, mindful eating here? Who does mindful eating? So where, you take your food, you smell it, and then you put it in your mouth, and you really take the time. Who practice mindful eating? Who has tried? I'm not saying like every day, because it will be probably hard. But have you tried mindful eating? But anyway, so take this piece of, okay, let's all eat the same thing. Let's take an apple. Let's take an apple. So we take our piece of apple, we smell it, we put it in our mouth. So when you put it in your mouth, you have all of the, your saliva has a bunch of enzymes. And when you start chewing, like, sometimes Krista, good. So when you start, imagine you are chewing, so when you are chewing, you release all of those enzymes, and you are starting breaking down this food here, right? And at the same time, you send order to the stomach to start producing all of those important, acid gastric that are going to help you digest and break down the food. Even when you smell, when you take when you smell a good smell and it makes you, like have your drool, like, it send order to your saliva to get ready to eat, and your stomach acid. It's fascinating again, right? How the body works. So you're chewing. So you want to really take the time to chew your food. I know you heard that before, but it's very important because it will help your digestion a lot. You want to take your time and you want to be in a relaxed state. Why am I talking about digestion before we keep going? Because you are not what you eat, you are what you absorbed. And there is a pandemic today of poor digestion. So many of us suffer from poor digestion for many reasons. Modern lifestyle, we are all stressed out. We don't take the time to eat properly. We eat too much pesticides and stuff. Poor digestion. So now, what good is that going to be for you if you eat like all those beautiful vegetables and fruits and stuff, but then you don't absorb, like you only absorb like 10% of it? Right? And how good is it to take, to spend like hundreds of dollars per month on supplements, but you don't absorb it, right? It doesn't make sense. So digestion comes first. And why am I saying all that? Because one of the reasons why it's harder for women to get pregnant today is because of depletion, deficiencies. The food is not as nourishing as it used to be. I don't know if you heard this one, but it was like, oh my God, it's crazy how a cup of spinach today, no, 1 cup of spinach, in the 50s would be equivalent to like, I don't know, 20 or 30 cups of spinach today in terms of, nutrients. Isn't it crazy? So the food is depleted. We tend to have, who eats perfectly here? Not me, I have to say. So poor diet. What was I saying? Oh yeah, again, the modern lifestyle, stress and stuff that tend to rob you of your good nutrients. Too much acidity in the body will rob your minerals. Many contributing factors that create this pandemic. Can I say pandemic? I don't know. But this, this huge number of people who suffer from, from deficiencies and depletion. So if your body is deficient and depleted, do you think it really wants to start creating a new life? Probably not. Again, it's one of those things, we take it for granted, pregnancy, but when you think about it, it requires a lot of energy to create a new life. It's a lot. So you want to make sure that you have a body that's fully replenished and fully vitalized when you want to have a baby. So deficiency, depletion can be a contributing factor to infertility. Who say yes with me? Who has a doctor who told them that food, deficiencies and depletion could be a reason. Now don't forget too that when we try not to get pregnant for a long time, again we deplete this reproductive system of energy. Who say yes? Okay, so let's go back to our digestion. You are what you absorb. So your mouth taking the time, and then the food goes down, stomach. A lot of things can go wrong in your stomach. Do you have enough stomach acid to actually break down the food? Low stomach acids is another big reason for poor digestion, and it affects a lot of people again. Unfortunately, lots of people have low stomach acid, me including. stress, you know, bunch of stuff, again, bunch of contributing factors. But if you don't have enough stomach acid, it's going to be difficult to break down your food properly. And if you want to access those nutrients that you need to be able to digest your food. Again, makes sense, right? And then, food, and then, there is this whole parkour that the food has to do, right? In your intestine. And, do we have the right bacteria in the intestine to help us digest the food, to help us extract the nutrients we need? Do we have, like, poor intestine health, poor gut health in general? So, and then, you have your liver that filters stuff, your kidneys. All of that has to work for you to be in optimal health, for you to be able to get all of those nutrients you need. So digestion is key. That's something you want to make sure that you are digesting your food properly. If not, we need to address that. So one first step you could do right now is start, squeezing lemon in your water before you eat. That that activates a little bit those, acid gastric. That's one thing. Second thing, to help with your whole digestive tract, to help heal your gut, celery juice from the medical medium, Anthony Williams. He has many books. He's great. So celery juice after your lemon water, first thing on morning on empty stomach, is amazing to start healing this whole gut thing, the whole tract. It will help you with your stomach acid. It's amazing. And empty stomach, and every day if you can. I love my celery juice. Now, the first time you drink celery juice, it will be like, it may not, sound too good, but you know what? You get used to it, okay? Just go with it. You get used to it. So digestion. Okay, so now what was next? Hold on. Okay, our physiology. So what would be the correct food for us? What was the second thing? Lemon in your water and celery juice. What if you don't like lemon? You don't like lemon even in your water? Well, and if you cannot do lemon, that's okay. Don't do lemon. However, I would do the celery juice at least, because celery juice is the first thing to do. And then, you know what, guys? We can get used to everything. Our taste adapt. And the more we flush out, all the toxins and the processed food and the garbage food, the more our taste bud we start, craving good stuff. So Jennifer, try a little bit every day and see how it goes. If you really can do it, don't do it, but I would say try it. Celery juice, so for the celery juice, you need to have a juicer. So that's one of the most important investment you can do for your health. We talk about juicing more after, but you need to have a juicer, and then you need to buy your celeries. Organic, please, guys, because celery are on the dirty dozen list. So organic is key. We'll talk about that after. Okay, what food do we eat, guys? What should I eat, Alexandra? What do I eat? Okay, let's go back. So we talk about digestion, right? So let's go back to our physiology. What do we need? What kind of food is good for us? So food that are easy to digest. Again, we go back to we are what we absorb. And we don't want to put a lot of strain, a lot of, strain on our digestive system, on our liver, on our kidneys. So what type of food do I eat? Food that's easy to digest. Okay, number two. We talk about the nutrients and stuff. So we want to eat food that is nutrient dense. Right? Makes sense. We don't want to eat like food that has nothing in it. We want to eat food that our microbiome, our good gut bacteria love, because we need those, we need to feed them. And now, something that you may not have heard of, but we want to eat food that doesn't leave too much waste in our system. I will talk about that again after. Just remember that food that doesn't take too much time to digest and stuff, but also that doesn't leave too much waste product in our system. And then food is energy. Okay, our body requires energy. Food is energy. So think of food as frequency. we want to eat higher frequency food rather than lower frequency food. If you keep eating junk food, it will bring your frequency down. In general, as a general statement, we want to be raising our frequency up. Less disease, just, better life in general, right? If we are up. And again, we are talking about aligning to your baby's frequency. So raising our frequency up rather than lowering them with our food. When you eat high vibration food, like high energy food, you can access, higher. It's part of accessing higher state of consciousness, okay? I'm not going to there too much today, but anyway. Now, so that's a great food would have all of those boxes checked up. High frequency, nutrient dense, low waste, easy to digest. Okay, guys, guess what kind of food would answer all of those criteria? Please put it here. I want to see what you say. What type of food kind of, check all of those boxes that I just mentioned? Ta-da, ta-da. Come on, guys. What kind of food will, check all of those boxes? High frequency food, lots of, life force energy. No, not much waste. Full of nutrients and minerals. Fruits and vegetables, Krista, yes. Ashley, spinach, yes. Veggies, yes. Come on, plant-based, yes. Veggies, yes. Whole goods. So by whole goods, you mean like the fruits and vegetables, I guess. Or also maybe the grain and stuff. Whole foods, yes, yes. We all know the answer, guys. Yeah, water is very important. I'm not talking too much about water today, but anything found in nature, yes, nuts and seeds too are great. But, I mean, here you are. You have your answer. You already know it. So the best food for you, for all human beings, really, and especially when you want to create a baby, okay, is living food, which is raw fruits and vegetables and herbs and spices. Well, especially herbs will be your first primary group. Nuts and seeds are good, yes. But if we want to look at top, nuts and seeds are great, but you know what? They are high in fat, so they are not that easy to digest. You want to do some, but not overdo it, because high fat put a lot of strain on our liver. It's more difficult to digest. So those are important in our diet, but not like top of the list, okay? Raw fruits and vegetables are living food, full of nutrients, of minerals. They even have microorganisms on them, on the outside. And all of these will feed your good bacteria, will bring you everything you need. So here my little exercise. So living food versus dead food. And there is this old debate, right? Not everyone can do raw food, and sometimes it's a little bit harder to digest at the beginning. But a great way to get started with raw food would be juicing. Now we go back to the juicing. When you juice greens and fruits, you get all of those nutrients without the fiber that can be a little bit hard to digest at the beginning. And it's so bioavailable. Your body will absorb that very easy, very fast. All those minerals and nutrients. So it's a great way to get started on our health journey, is juicing like crazy. Because it will really revitalize your body very fast. And that's what we need right now. Revitalizing the body is key. So, but living dead. So here we are. What are you trying to create in your life? You are trying to create a new life, right? So, what do you think? Do you think it's better to use living food rather than dead food to create a new life. When you think of living food, they have it's like, because when you cook your food, you destroy in the process some of the goodness of the food. We know that, the enzymes, the nutrients, etc. And a lot of time, cooking, most of the cooking process also bring toxins and stuff out. But anyway, living versus dead. Okay, so now, guys, do you have, like I mentioned, like, do you have like an apple or fruit, anything handy right now? And do you have like pasta or a piece of meat or anything, grain, like that you could get in your hands? If you don't, that's fine. Don't bother. But just we are just going to visualize, because it's all energy, right? It's all about energy. Okay, so I want you to either get in your hand, if you have one, a piece of fruit. If you don't, just visualize in your hand, let's say an orange, a beautiful, fresh orange. Okay, now on the other hand, in your other hand, visualize, I don't know, let's say a bowl of pasta and a piece of orange. Now just close your eyes for a minute. Allow your awareness to get into your body, because your body feels the energy, not your head. And just feel what feels more nutritious, more alive, more beneficial to your body. Can you feel the difference in energy? Right? So that's living food versus dead food. As much as you can, start really integrating in your diet more and more fresh fruits, fresh grains, fresh vegetable, raw. Juice are amazing for that. Smoothies are another way to get them in. Soup, you can make soups without like cooking. You can make raw soups. Salads, 4 different ways that you can integrate more raw vegetable, greens, and herbs and fruits in your diet every day. Now, for when it comes to specifically the reproductive system, fruits is the best thing you can eat, you can have in your diet for your reproductive system. The reproductive system functions on glucose. The best form of glucose is fructose. And that's what you need, to kind of nourish this whole area. And like Krista said earlier, fruit, to create a fruit, we are trying to create a baby of fruit here. Our ovaries, our flowers, and we are trying to create a fruit. Isn't it harder on digestion when we are? It is, Audrey. And that's why I say, at first when you use juices, it's a lot easier, because you don't have all the fiber. And again, your body adapts to everything. So start, with juicing, and then maybe 2 weeks later, add a salad to your routine and see how it feels. Listen to your body, guys. That's one of the things I really want you to get away with today, is we don't want any dogma, okay? We don't want to be like, oh my God, I can only eat this, I should only eat that, I cannot eat, okay? Yes, there are recommended food, like the fruits and the vegetables, and yet there are food that are not recommended. I'm going to talk about those later. But in the end, trust your body, trust your knowing, and ask your body what it wants. Don't fall for any dogma. Okay, that's very important, because then it becomes a stress too, like, oh my God, I cannot eat that, and don't stress out too much around that neither. We want to make it so that it is part of your day and it's easy. So for example, the juices, just make it part of your day. I do celery juice on morning, and then I do another juice during the day. I do the liver rescue juice from the medical medium. I'll put the recipe in if you'd like. It's great to help clean the liver and everything. It has asparagus and cilantro and stuff like that. But one step, so first step, adding your celery juice. A second step, adding a second juice if you want during the day. Third step, start maybe having breakfast with just fruits, because we really want to bring in more fruits. Our body were designed to eat fruits, to thrive on fruits. I know a lot of people say no, but it's actually, and then check with yourself, okay, how does that feel for me? But another step would be have only a fruit breakfast. Maybe you do like a fruit salad, maybe a banana, whatever you feel like. And that's another thing I want to tell you, is that your body, when it's about good food, high quality food, your body will know what it needs. So if you feel like eating orange, like 3-4 oranges, just go for it. If you feel more like 1-2 banana, just go for it. If you feel more like avocado, just go for it. Your body knows instinctively what it really needs. Now, the trick with that though is that if your lymphatic system is full of garbage, full of stuff like sugar and sugary stuff, you will be craving your poison. So that's something to watch for. Okay, if if you think your body is like, oh my god, I want to eat bread and chocolate today, that may not be a true need. That may just be a craving. Okay, so that's something you want to be able to distinguish between really what your body is craving because it needs it, and a craving that is like a bad craving from bad habits. So that's something you want to be able to watch for. Okay, well, the body may ask for the poison if it has some in its system, but facing like good stuff, it will find, if it will choose the right stuff for you. That's something to have in mind. Blah, blah, blah. So fruits and vegetable raw as much as possible. Then of course, if you can do also not raw. Veggies are great anyway. Cooked, not cooked, they're great. Raw is better, cooked is great too. I love making soups, like warm soup. I love my potatoes and leek soup. I love this one. And leek is amazing for feeding the good bacteria in our gut. Asparagus too. And then we talk about nuts and seeds. They are great. Don't overdo it, because again, the high fat content, strains the liver. What else? Let me see. And when we talk about energy, the frequency of the food, the energy of the food, the highest frequency for food comes from organic greens, fruits, and vegetable. Raw. There was I have to find this video. There was a little test. They had some kind of machine where they could read the energy output of stuff, and they played with something more bread and cooked vegetable and raw and organic, non-organic. So what was coming out as the most energy output was the organic raw fruits and vegetable. Now, I want to give you a little home play, okay? If you can today, go, or tomorrow, depending on where you are, it may be too late for you now, or tomorrow, go in a grocery store where they have lots of fruits and vegetable. Even better, go to a farmer's market if you can. And just, let's go there and let your hand, go over, the different, food, the different fruits, the different vegetable, the organic, the non-organic, and just see what you feel. See if you can feel energy coming out. See if you feel like your body wants to grab one versus another. Just let yourself play with that, and let your body be your guide, not your head. You go in as a produce section, and just go over there and let your body be your guide, and just buy some stuff and see how you feel after. So that's what that. Let me see what else. So the body knows. Okay, so the juices as a great way to revitalize this, because again, remember, one piece of the puzzle of infertility is a body that's depleted, a body that is deficient. So we want to make sure that we can digest our food. To help with digestion, we want to eat slowly, being in a relaxed state, maybe do a few deep breaths before you eat. You sit, you breathe, you thank, do a little like prayer, whatever you want. Just, thank you for the food, thank you earth, whatever. And then you take your time to, to chew, but also doing lemon water and doing the celery juice on morning. All of that to help with digestion. And then you can also add, if you want, like enzyme. Like there are many available today. Taking some enzymes with each meal to help also. We talk about bringing in more raw fruits, especially grains and vegetable too. Using, replacing your breakfast by just fruits. And using juicing as a way to bring a lot of nutrients and minerals in one, and lots of minerals and nutrients that are also absorbed, because again, it's a juice, the fiber is removed, so it's a lot easier on your digestion, so that is readily available for your body to use. Okay, then we talk about, if you want, you can do salads, you can do raw soup, you can do smoothies, and you don't have to go crazy at once. You can like space it out. Like, this week I'm just focusing on doing fruit breakfast, celery juice. Next week I'm adding, adding new habits little by little. So this week is celery juice, lemon water, and fruit for breakfast. Next week, if I'm feeling good, I'm going to add green juice during the day. Maybe 2 weeks later, I'm going to add 1 salad a day. Sounds pretty good already. Maybe, after that, I'm adding a smoothie as a snack sometimes, during my day. What's great with smoothie is that you can pack them up with like goodness, like, another thing that's amazing, that's full of life again, full of energy, sprouts. Broccoli sprout, alfalfa sprout, whatever sprouts. It's like full of nutrients and full of energy. You put that on your salad, you put that in your smoothie, you put that in your juice, whatever. Now I want to give you a little tips when it comes to juicing, because I've experimented myself. You want to choose greens as much as possible. You want to use high yielding, fruits, produce, because otherwise you could, spinach, for example, they don't give you a lot of juice. You will put like a whole pack of spinach and get like that much juice. So it can get a little bit expensive if you do that. So focus on like, high yielding greens like kale is not great, but lancinetto kale, the one that is not like, not as curly, it's like long leaves. Swiss chard is amazing. Collard green is amazing. It stinks a little bit, but it's fine. It's still good. I'm going to give you one juice that I love, which is one of those greens. So either the lancinetto kale, the collard green, or the Swiss chard. And you can do like rainbow Swiss chard, because then you have the color too. You eat rainbow, right? So, a bunch of different Swiss chard. And then I do lemon with it. I add, lemon, celery, and green apple. And you know what? It tastes so good. It tastes so good. Carrots are good. Beets are good for juicing. What else? I use cilantro a lot in my juicing. You can use it in your smoothie too, because cilantro is amazing. It's a healing herb, and it helps also with detoxifying the body. And it tastes great. I love cilantro. In your smoothie, you can use avocado. You can use any greens you want. And you can do the spinach that, I don't recommend, or the kale, like the curly kale, I don't recommend in juicing. You can add them to your smoothie. I do sprout in my smoothie. I do just a little bit of water, and then I do, wild blueberry frozen. Those are amazing for the body. Wild blueberry frozen. What else? What can you do? That's great. Well, any herbs, parsley is amazing also for detoxifying. And you know what? There are so many recipes out there. just play and experiment. It's, you want to keep saying, things, like playful. Otherwise, we don't want to do it. And okay, that's nice. We are getting to the end anyway. So all of that. Okay, now let's talk about the other type of food. So we talk about vegetable and fruits and stuff. Good. Vous pouvez pas aller dehors? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Ah, nice, is here. Okay. Nuts and seeds, great. Not overdoing it. And raw as much as possible, because they add, to do in the process of cooking and oh, what's the word? I don't remember. But anyway, they add stuff. It's not great. So raw as much as you can. Okay, animal product. I know, protein. That's always like the biggie, right? Okay, what protein can I eat? So one, just try that, there are proteins in your greens, okay? Two, you can do animal product. Like I say, it's not about being dogmatic. It's not about being like, no animal product. Unless, it's for more ethical reason. That's up to you. You can do animal products, but you want to really be smart about it. Not too much and very, very, very high quality when you do it. Not too much, because there is a lot of adrenaline in the meat we eat, because those poor animals, they're so stressed out, so an adrenaline is like an anti-fertility drug. You don't want to, you produce already enough in your body, you don't want to add with too much animal product. So the other thing is, don't go for conventional meat, only organic, because in conventional, they too much antibiotics, too much hormones. And do you think that it's not going to be destructive to your body? Seriously? Antibiotics just completely disrupt our gut flora. Hormones will, it's hard enough, to take care of our own hormones without adding, stuff from, on outside source from the meat we eat. So make sure that it's organic and grass-fed. Smaller is better, like chicken, pigeons, stuff like that. But in general, not overdoing it. Because remember when I was talking about food that doesn't create too much waste by product? Here's one thing. Anything that's animal-based, dairy, meat, cheese, all of that, is very acidic to the body. It creates a lot of acid in the body. When you look, we have small kidneys, okay? Our small kidneys are not designed to take care, to eliminate so much acid from a lot of animal products. When you look at, like big carnivore, like a lion has a very short digestive tract, but very big kidneys. With us, we have a very long digestive tract, which leaves, time for the meat to rot. Can you think about that? The meat takes time to be digested, because it's hard to digest, on top of that. So it's rotting in your system. And then it's hard for our kidneys to eliminate all of the acid. So don't overdo meat. You can do a little bit, fine, not overdoing it. Now, some of you may say, okay, I don't eat meat, but I eat fish. Fish is supposed to be healthy, right? Well, yes and no. Yes and no. So if you do fish, don't do farm raised, because it's just disgusting. The way they, raise those fish is just, lots of fishes in a very small water area. So then a lot of, disease and stuff, a lot of bacteria. It's just disgusting. So they get, they give them antibiotics, to keep them healthy. They add chemicals to the water to, keep the bacteria down. And so it's just try to avoid farm fish as much as possible. So if you want to do fish, fine. Smaller fishes, because with fish, there is always a problem of mercury. Swordfish and tuna would be to avoid as best as possible. We'll talk about toxins tomorrow, but mercury is a big, toxins are a biggie when it comes to fertility. So, attends, wait, Anaïs. So, smaller fishes, sardines are great. Sardines are a great source, are a great option, like mackerel. Small fishes. Salmon is fine as long as it's wild caught. So that's for animal, that's for the fish. Now, grains. Okay, guys, I'm French. I'm from France. Attends, Anaïs, qu'est-ce que tu veux? Come here. It's going to be difficult now. I'm from France. I love bread. I love bread. I love my croissant. That's my downfall, okay? But unfortunately, all those grain products, especially, those that contain gluten, are very inflammatory to the body. We know that now. We know gluten is not great. And on top of that, they create waste. Remember when we were talking about, waste in the body? They create a lot of mucus in the body. So if you are someone who loves, like starchy food, like, rice and pasta and grains, breads and stuff like that, like, pastries, you will have a lot of mucus buildup in your body that needs to be taken care of, that we need to get rid of. Because if this mucus, accumulates in your reproductive system, well, of course, it may be difficult, to have a baby. So being mindful of what are the consequences of eating certain food. So I love grains. I've been cutting on grain a lot. Best grains to eat would be quinoa and millet. I don't know how we pronounce it. millet would be, your best options. And again, not being dogmatic. So if you really want like a piece of bread one day, just go for it. Just don't feel guilty about it, because it's almost like the guilt energy is almost worse for your body than, the food itself. But just be mindful of trying to cut down on the grain. And then, legumes like beans, lentils and stuff. Best to not overdo it, because again, they create waste. And if you do it, sprouted, now we can get like sprouted lentil. So we love lentil at home. So that's why I say that. Now, products, things that you want to avoid that you may not have thought of. Eggs, dairy, soy, corn. And the main reason is because gluten, of course, we talk about that, because they tend to be very inflammatory for the body, because they feed, when I was talking about bacteria that are pathogenic, like those viruses, fungi, and bacteria that live inside us, some can be pathogenic. So those type of food, eggs, dairy, soy, corn, we tend to feed those pathogenic bacteria, fungi, and viruses. And then if we start feeding the bad guys, then we will have imbalance in our gut flora. That creates a whole, it's a whole other story, but it can create a bunch of health problem. I think that's it, because it's getting difficult anyway. But to wrap up, trust your body. Develop a relationship with your body, being appreciative of it. Don't be dogmatic when it comes to food, but just know like the general guideline, and then trust your body to tell you what it needs. But in general guidelines, raw as much as you can, fresh fruits, vegetable, greens, amazing. Juicing them, doing smoothies, salad, soups. Okay. And all other vegetable, if you cook, that's great. And then be very mindful when you do meat, not too much meat, not too much grain. Okay, nuts and seed. And then avoiding, eggs, dairy if you can. I know it's hard, but dairy also, it's a lot of fat and sugar together. It's not good for your body. And I forgot to talk about, of course, avoid processed food, of course, as much as you can, and sugary stuff, like processed stuff that are full of sugar, processed sugar. And when you look at eggs and dairy, so many people have food sensitive or allergic to it. There is a reason for that. Eggs used to be such a great, source of protein, but the way they raise those chicken and I don't know, it's just, and again, and it also feed, pathogenic organisms. So that's one of the reasons why we want to be light on those. Guys, it was a lot. Thank you, Alendra. Yes, she's a pretty girl. But now she wants me to take care of her. Guys, any question? Now, when something that I didn't touch too much on, which is supplements, and supplements can be, it's always best to find to use food, like real food, because your body knows what to do with the food. Now, supplements can be a great help when we transition from like eating like a poor diet and the body is so depleted to getting into a more like raw, food diet, using like some minerals like, calcium and magnesium and all of that can be good. Using vitamins, like multivitamins. But when you do multivitamins, you want to make sure that you use like one that is based from real food, real food based. I love what I use at home. I love just Juice Plus, which is all like real, plant and fruit based. So which makes it, more like, absorbable by the body, and the body knows what to do with it. If it's something you are interested in, just let me know, because I love those. And then I know some people do like fish oil, but you know what? Fish oil, again, there is this whole issue with the mercury in the fish. So if you want to do omega, you want to find a plant, something that's not from fish. What else? Let me think. I don't know. Maybe I will do just later something on supplement for you guys. Because I know there is so much in terms of supplements. It's also easy to get completely lost. There is just so much, and then, but how much can you spend on supplements each month, and how many pills a day can you ingest? It's crazy, right? So yeah, we talk about supplement maybe another time. Anyway, so guys, thank you for being here. Can you send the info about the vitamins? Okay, yes. Any other question, guys, before I say goodbye? Because I'm being pulled by this one. Any other question, guys? Today was a big subject. Food is important. Yes, it gets so expensive. I know, it's crazy, right? So if you can get, it's better to buy a bunch of greens and juice. But anyway, so if you don't have any question right now, I'm going to say goodbye. And but just as a reminder, food is very important, because part of the infertility puzzle is depletion and deficiency in the body. So that's where the food come in. Food is here to bring to your body what it really needs to heal itself, be strong. Remember when we go back to the beginning, to feed those cells, to feed this microbiome, so that our body has everything it needs to balance itself. The body will be able to use those to get back into balance and health. Thank you so much. Yes, we can. Can you send us a supplement? Yes, we can. I can work on the supplement list. Thank you. You're welcome, guys. Okay. Have a great rest of your day, a great night, wherever you are. And I'm going to take care of this one. Oh, before you go, hold on. Tomorrow, 1 p.m., same time. Tomorrow will be all about toxins, okay? Toxin is a big subject. It's a big one. In my opinion, it's one of the main reasons why we have so many sickness, so many disease today, and one of the reasons why women, have infertility issues today. Toxin will be like one of these big piece of the puzzle. So be ready for tomorrow, and then I will also announcement on Sunday. 5 p.m. my time, so 5 p.m. Eastern time. I have a guest. I have Sonia Resnitzer. I have to say her last name. So Sonia, she's a trainer at Intuition Wisdom Institute. That's where I did my intuitive life coaching program, and where we learn how to tap into our higher self, tap into universal intelligence to bring answers. So Sonia will be here with us on Sunday. We'll do that in a Zoom. So I'll send you a link. And you will be able to bring one question you have about fertility, whatever. And she will tap into, universal intelligence to give you an answer. It's amazing. Sonia doesn't do any more session today. She's been doing that for years, but now she's only teaching. So it's a really great opportunity to get an answer from someone who is very advanced in these kind of things. So 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, put it in your calendar. Don't miss it. It could be very enlightening. And second thing, for those of you who wants help in implementing all of this, because I know it's a lot, it's a lot of layers. Help with going into, getting the limiting belief out. And hey, who sent me a heart? Thank you. Help with implementing, the food diet, and help with really, getting rid of toxins and stuff. I will be inviting you tomorrow because I will be launching a group program where we will be doing all of that together in a community. Anyway, I think it's time to say goodbye, right? Okay, guys, see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. PST. What time's on Sunday? 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So, Krista, I don't remember where you are, but so 5 p.m. Eastern Time will be 4 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Mountain, I believe, 2 p.m. PST, and it's 7 a.m. Brisbane time because Sonia lives in Australia, so I know it will be that time. If never you are in Europe and it's too late for you, because it will be like 10 p.m. GMT, 11 p.m. Europe, 10 p.m. UK. Anyway, if it's too late, I will do a post in our group. It will be a thread where you can ask your question there, and Sonia will answer it in the Zoom call, and you will be able to watch the replay to get your answer from your question. I invite you to be live as much as you can, because it's always better to be able to interact. If you cannot be live, there is always this option to put your question in the group, and I will create a post for it. Okay, guys, I love you. Go in a grocery store, play with energy of the produce, and tell me how it was. Okay, bye everyone.